Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome again. We have our family podcast, Big Sam and Nephews and Sherry. And I'm Big Sam, of course, and that's Javier, and that's Sherry. And we just talk about sports. And today we have an honorable guest, AHMIL JIHAD. How you doing, AHMIL?
Good. I'm blessed. I'm doing well.
Welcome, brother.
So where are you at?
I'm in Fridley.
Oh, well, that's like
Cheesesteak, huh?
right.
I need
Right.
cheesesteak. Everybody says that.
So anyway, what are you into? What are you doing? You know,
What's going on in your life currently?
Still involved with athletics. We have the Edison boys program up and going. We've had a lot of success there. This past year, obviously, just with anything else, we've been dealing with COVID. I got this pop-up on my screen. I don't know if that's on you all's screen. Something about
Just
this.
it, got
Okay.
it.
All right, never mind. But so anyway, the head boys coach over at Edison, been there the last 5 years. 9-3 last year. We were put in COVID. We were put in quarantine twice in 4 weeks, which was really tough. We had to forfeit our 3 seed, which was a real tough thing because we had 4 seniors that were really good ball players for us. 3 of the 4 were all city. And, feel like we got the program going in the right direction, doing some good things. We got probably 90% of those kids playing in our Summer Hawks program. We just literally got off the court about 30 minutes ago. So just ended up playing 10 games yesterday and today. So feel real good about it. Kids are out playing, and COVID or not, we're getting it in.
yeah. And then you and I go back. How long have we known each other now?
Oh man, I want to say good 25 plus years.
Right. And then we is how we met. You coached the A team, I coached the B team, and through Streets, which was striving to reach educational excellence through sports. It no longer exists, but that was how we got started coaching, in the ranks of the AAU. And
Actually, correction. Jason, I don't know if you remember Jason. No, not Jason. Andrew, excuse me, who has now taken over the program, and he is bringing it back. He's doing weekend programming, free camps for kids over at Richard Green. He's doing a girls softball program, so he's bringing it back. He got the blessings from James and Steve, and he's moving the program forward. I told him I was real happy with that.
well, good.
Andrew used to play for Mustafa.
Okay, yeah. I remember that.
But he's not the little feisty kid he used to be. He's a big guy now.
I would imagine not.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I'm great that's happening, man. Because I think basketball is kind of a form and pretty much how we met and still know each other and kind of how we've been going. But my own opinion, I think you've done a successful job at Edison, because I would imagine that no one wanted to take that job, and at that time, Edison was like a program going nowhere fast. But you've taken that from the ground level and taken it off and done amazing things at Minneapolis Edison.
Yeah. For many years, Edison boys program and the girls was the doormat of the city. And, kids would go there after they get kicked out of North and Henry. So it's been a dumping ground forever. And we've tried to change the culture. so to speak, kind of like what we did with the girls program in South. You know, super shout out to Jama Bullhand and Brandon McCullum, my 2 assistant coaches. They're right there. I mean, every minute of the day, they're always with these guys, just, you know, encouraging them and keeping the gym open, getting guys to come in and get shots up. Brandon does a strength and conditioning program that's unbelievable. Those guys both played, you know, at the next level, and Jama traveled and played overseas. So these guys are all over the kids, and we even got volunteers coming in and helping now. So
wow,
it's a whole different culture now.
right?
You mind
really,
you that we beat everybody in the city last year. We didn't get a chance to play North because we went into quarantine for the second time, but we beat everybody in the city. You know, beat South by 40. You know, would have played North. Like I said, we were looking forward to that, but the night before, you know, AD puts us in quarantine, so we have to follow the, you know, city COVID guidelines.
Right. And also, I don't want to leave this out, but you also coach at Minneapolis South for about 5 years?
No, we did 10 years at South.
Oh,
I was
I'm
gonna
sorry.
say we coached way longer than that at South.
Yeah, Sherry, you know, I think you know. You got to remind Sam.
You know, that's
You're right.
that old age catching up to him right there, you know.
Yeah, and that's been a blessing too. You know, all those kids have gone on, even the student managers. I tell people this story all the time. Even the student managers that helped out with that program went on and had scholarships.
Wow.
Because South at that time was the premier school. You know, it's an academic stronghold on the city. And I don't think anybody could test those test scores back then other than maybe Benil in the metro area. But all of those kids, obviously Taylor Hill, the most, you know, storied one of all of them. But, you know, my daughter went on, played at Valley City State, just got a master's 3 years ago. You know, I ain't spent a red dime. I mean, not a red penny. Taisha Smith, who, you know, a lot of people don't know, I ended up, you know, adopting Ty. And she went on, got her master's. Actually, Ty made $1 million last year. She has her own product line going. She's doing the fitness thing. So she's got like 3 businesses under one umbrella. And it just took off last year. So she's helping me out with my program. She's helping me finance my program. So that's a good thing, you know. All those kids, Chelsea, Terry, all of those guys, you know, they success stories, you know. Takoya Hammock played at Winthrop down south, the Harvard of the South. Big kid, she's teaching, and she just moved out of state. You know, we can go on and on and on. I mean, everybody got a scholarship out of that deal.
Well, you know, back when we coached at AU, there were 2 kids that are now millionaires. You remember Matt Lee and Carrot Taylor? Carrot moved down to Dallas, Texas, and I think Matt is over in Chicago. But they're both millionaires.
Yeah.
So that's wonderful. I mean, it's just wonderful, you know, what you've done with the kids, and it's to be commended. And I don't know. I just and then I gotta say this: Sherry just got the head coaching job at Hastings High School recently.
Yeah, we got some work to do. But I am in for the challenge.
It's always work. It's always work.
Yeah, but I have a really good parent support group. So they're willing to do anything and everything to make the program successful. So that's a huge help. If Emil should know that, if you don't have parents to help out, it's a struggle. So I am excited that I have parents willing to do that.
Brother,
Yeah, if you got a good parent base and you know, the administration team up there, I mean, if they're behind you, then you know you could do some huge things.
Right.
Yes, they are. So I'm very fortunate. I'm blessed to be able to have that. So they always email me or text me, Coach, do you need us to do something? You know, what do you need us to help out with? Just let us know. We just had a parent meeting and a parent organized it. So she's like, pick a day and time and we'll just meet.
group text works all the time.
Right.
Group text works all. Set up a, what did they used to do? We used to do a group me. And so like all the kids that I would, you know, all my kids that I was having like soccer or track or something like that. It's like, yeah, you got to do a group text. And I was like, I don't want to do this crap. But then it's like, you know, you need all your information, things like that. I think Husamadin, he does like a group text too. So yes, it's a big thing. I mean, I know like when my kids were all in sports, it was always, you know, I have to be there, football and soccer and basketball, and now Cameron's trying to run track, so she wants to run track this year. So I was like, all right, well, lace up your shoes because it's about to suck for you for a little bit until you get in shape. So we'll see how that happens.
And I want to ask Camille a couple more questions. You've now moved over to Edison and you revived that program. So I don't think there's any thoughts of you retiring, I suppose.
Ask him again, Uncle.
Say it again.
Yeah, are there any thoughts of you retiring?
No, we got the thing going strong now. I'd like to, you know, I thought about that. You know, we've had some tough times. I mean, you know, in your tough days, when it's 40 below and you got to get up and go coach.
What?
You know, I like to do the morning thing. I've always been a morning guy.
Right,
so
right.
on the weekends, we do the you know, optional shoot, which is optional for kids to come in and shoot if they want to, and put them on the gun and let them shoot. And then we'll do some team building stuff too. But when it's 40 below, anybody in their right mind would question and consider retirement. But no, we've built the thing up now. It's like I said, we were out playing this weekend, had 25 kids out.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
and that's two teams, obviously. But you know, you look at, you know, several factors. It's summer now. You know, kids are finishing up with track, finals, driver's ed, babysitting, part-time jobs, on and on and on. So we do a group chat too. And I'm like, you know, if you don't tap in and let me know what's going on, I'm taking notice of that. And I'll hold it against you come November, because we have to push each other, coaches included. So it's one of those things where it's more or less accountability, I would say, you know, and then the seniors pushing everybody else to get better. We have one kid, Micah Young, shout out to Micah and his family. I mean, outstanding. Dad played college ball, and I think mom did something, soccer or something like that. But here's a family that lives Northeast Minneapolis. And I mean, I think there's two younger kids that are elementary age, and then his younger brother, Sam, who will be a freshman at Edison. But this kid is all over it. He shoots every day. So if he's not shooting at the gym with me, he'll be in the backyard or in the front driveway. They got a hoop up at the house. So he is all in. And you need more kids like that are just all in. They have their goals and, you know, have a vision and goals set up. So we got that thing going. I'm telling you, it's a different Edison. Everybody tells me, especially the officials, man, I didn't know you guys were this good. You know?
I have a question. So how long out of the 5 years that you've been there did it take you to build that culture?
Ooh, with us, it took every bit of 3.5, every bit. And the reason I say 3.5, you know, some people will sit here and lie to you and say, you know, overnight or whatever, you know, we got kids to buy in less than a year. That's not gonna happen. I mean, you look at, you can just look around the state, look at Hopkins. Now Kyle stepped down, right? Now he stepped down from what, a dynasty.
Right.
They were always at the state tournament, no matter
Every
what
year.
Kyle's did. And I know Kyle's, he's been around, he's like family to me. And I even call him up when I got questions sometimes. But my point is, Sherry, is that when you have a team like that and a program and a culture that's been built and etched in stone, now the next coach that comes along, you better know what you're doing. You better know what you're doing. Now, I don't know. I think they lost right away in the state tournament or something. I'm not sure. But I know for a fact, for that conference, he has had a stronghold on it. And so for him to build that type of culture, I mean, you know, my daughter, Serena Baker, a lot of the kids that I coach with AAU, they started out there. Like my daughter went there 6th, 7th, and 8th. And then the timing was just so right, Sam. When I got the job at South, I was like, let's go. So, and, you know, Kyle's wasn't happy, but yeah, again, he's like family. I explained it to him. And I'm like, ain't nobody gonna do it like me. I'm not gonna sit here and criticize you, but I wanna be her coach in the sense that I know I can make it work. So to answer your question, the short answer of it is there's no overnight success with building culture and building the perfect program. I think it takes time. And if you were ever around Kaz or those teams that he had at Hopkins, they were always doing something. And again, I know because I was on the inside, because my daughter was there. I was taking her to the morning shoots, to the breakfast club, and all that other stuff he was doing, weekend shoots, picnics, and all that stuff. He was doing so much stuff with those kids. It was like, wow. You know, even when my daughter went there, she was like exhausted because it was just so much. And then keeping up with the academics. So it takes a lot. You know, the academic side of it, you know, we pull grades, you know, we don't wait until quarter mark. We pull them like every 6 weeks. And so if I don't like your grades, and if I catch you with a D or F, you ain't playing.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you that because I know, like when I was in high school, when my older brother was a senior and I was a freshman. Of course, I was skipping class, but anywho, the basketball coach, he would always make us do like weekly progress reports. And man, what else did we have? The progress reports and attendance and all this other stuff, right? A whole bunch of other stuff. So like he already knew what we were doing before. And this is just as I was a freshman. So he already knew what we was out. Don't bring that paper in on Friday. Oh, you gotta, you know, you have a consequence behind it. Even when I was in school up in Maryland, you know, it was another culture change, like you were saying. And it was like, you know, our basketball coach, he was a vice principal. So that made it even doubly tough. So, you know, but there, you know, it was one of the schools in DC. And it was like, man, it's like, yo, you got to come, you know, you had to have your academics right. I mean, luckily by then, you know, it took me 1 year to get right. So luckily by then I was like, man, whatever, dude. You ain't got to worry about me. I'm going to get mine. But yeah, it's always a change. So it's always good to have all the kids academically looking forward and having those goals, you know, because that's part of that's to me, that's the real part of the culture, because, you know, anything can happen. You know, anything can happen. You get hurt, you get whatever. And if you don't have your mind right, then it'll mess everything up.
Now, Emil, you switched over from girls basketball to boys basketball. Was there any particular reason why you did that?
I just kind of got tired of the girls thing, man. No disrespect, please, but you know, the girls, there's all kinds of emotions going on, and you know, I'm a morning guy, like I said, and you know, for
Girls are not.
we did 6 a.m. practice. So any and everything can happen when you're coaching girls. I mean, somebody could set something off, or, you know, somebody could have, I don't know, talking to somebody's boyfriend and shouldn't have been talking to him. And, I mean, the whole dynamics change.
Drama.
Yes.
Drama. Hey, we got like 7.5 minutes left.
Okay, thank you.
So, I mean, you talk about the Real Housewives. It was that on steroids. So
wow.
And I
used to go there to South and watch you all the time, and I would never know that.
Yeah,
Well,
I've coached both girls and boys, and yes, girls are a whole nother. And just because I'm a woman doesn't make it any easier.
like, you should know what we're going through. You should know. You're like, nope, you don't.
I do know, but I don't need that on my court. So whatever drama you got going on in school during the day, you don't like her, she don't like you, y'all been beefing all week, on the court you can't.
Yeah.
Or both y'all are sitting.
It's always an undercurrent. And let me just go back, just to be politically correct. Boys have just as much going on, and actually they gossip even more. But it's just the undercurrent, and you got to know your players. And back then, the tide was kind of changing with South. You know, all those kids that I had, you know, Tori and Diamond, my daughter, and those kids were moving on. So I just kind of felt it was a good time to pass the baton on. So I didn't get tired of it per se. I just felt like the kids that were cut from the same cloth that I identified with were moving on, and I was getting some different kids. So it was time for me to move on. So from there, I went over to Washburn as associate head, and I worked with Jermaine Cook. We had some great runs over there. We did 4 years over there, came 4 points away from going to state, had some great kids over there, and then took the Heritage job. Heritage is now a co-op situation with Edison. So.
Wow, and that's how you ended up at Edison. Yeah, you know, and the thing is, now I'm coming out of retirement now, and which is going to be a challenge for me, but it's just, you know, I don't know, do you find that the kids are different than they were 25 years ago?
Well, those kids that we had way back 25 plus years,
right?
You know, a totally different animal, totally different. And again, just to be fair to everyone, because, you know, different strokes for different folks. You know, like I had a kid come out for tryouts 2 years ago, and we started doing sprints, and he tells me that it's time for me to go. I got to go. And I'm like, where are you going? And he looked me dead in the face and told me, I got AAU practice in the winter. So here we go. I mean, somebody's telling this kid that you got to be at the park with me at such and such time. And sure enough, he went and jumped in somebody's car. And, you know, these guys are feeding him hamburgers and stuff. I'm not doing all that stuff. I'm not taking down to Wendy's or McDonald's or whatever, buying your shoes. Man. You're going to come and you're going to play hard and go to school. That's it.
Man, what? I'm skipping AAU practice to go to, I mean, I'm skipping my regular high school practice, go to it, man. Okay, that means you don't want to play. Don't worry about it. Good luck, sir. Good luck.
Yeah. But we got him going in the right direction now, but I always kid him about that.
Oh, man.
He's a great kid. He's a great kid. He's got some home issues he's got to figure out. But, you know, I always kid him about that. It's like, remember, I was at AAU practice, like, you know?
He probably looks back like, man, I don't even know what I was thinking.
Man, whatever that AAU coach, he needs to be slapped.
Well, we gotta shut this down now, but I want to thank you very much, Neil, for coming over and letting us know what's going on and talking to you about your programs and where you've been and what you've done. And I don't know if you'd like to come back on at some point in time, you know, we'll just, I'll have to text you and figure that out with you.
We'll stay in touch, man. Don't
Okay.
forget to shout us out, man. Show us some love on KMOJ, man.
No. I haven't been in radio for 3.5 years.
You're the only one I listen to, man. Sometimes I'm a little irritable, man. I can't handle all that telling the time backwards and giggling and all that. I can't do all that. But
Yeah, I don't
shout us
even.
out on the sports report. I listen to you, but all that other stuff, man, I can't do all that. So I
All
just,
right, man.
all right.
Well, thank you very
Thanks for
much.
having me, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
We're gonna wrap this show up. I want to thank Javier, and I want to thank Sherry for coming on. I want to thank AHMIL JIHAD for coming on today and talking about what he's been doing and his basketball experiences. And we'll be back next week. The shows come out. Javier turns them over
Every week.
to our producer down in Atlanta, and then she turns it back over to Javier, and then Javier puts them on YouTube. So you can catch us. We got a bunch of shows. Got about 1.5 years with the shows, Big Sam, Nephews, and Sherry. So if you ever want to just go on YouTube and find out what we're doing and what's going on, you're welcome to do that. And please subscribe, of course.
Like, subscribe, comment.
Like, subscribe, comment.
Tell if we suck. Tell if we're good. Doesn't matter. We could always
Put a
get better.
comment in there on what you want to hear.
Yes. We
Before
take
presenting
fan
sports.
we take fan requests.
Right. Well, anyway, we're going to go now. I'll see you guys next Sunday and listeners next Sunday also. Thank you very much.